maybe? Might be a sibling to Richter. I'm pretty sure it's it.
Anyway, so I'm assuming this is over. All right.
Yeah, it's over.
So then after Legends in 1450, we have 1476 is Castlevania 3. Then 1479 is Curse of Darkness, but you don't play as Trevor there? Figure that one out. Then got about 100 years. Castlevania Adventure 1576. 1591, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. Wait, what? What Belmont is that?
Is that the second one on Game Boy?
Game Boy, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it can't be any Belmont we know, because it's like 100 years between anything else. Alright, so you have Castlevania 1 in 1691, then Castlevania 2 in 1698. Harmony of Dissonance, Rondo of Blood, Symphony of the Nights, all the 1700s. Circle of the Moon and Order of Ecclesia is in 1800s. Castlevania 64, lest we forget that, 1852. Bloodlines, I knew that one. That takes place during World War I. Wait, why are you at level 1?
Because I don't want to do the end of the game quite yet. So this game, one of the cool things about it is, like I was saying, it has alternate stages and alternate pathways to alternate bosses. So even though this game has 13 stages, it has a lot more than 13 bosses.
And then, like Trevor said, yeah, in the 1900s, there's not much. There's Bloodlines, there's Portrait of Ruin, and then 2035 Aria, and 2036 Dawn of Sorrow. So yeah, overall about 1,000 years. Which one's... So if you say Dracula's already dead in Aria of Sorrow, how does he... Who kills him?
It was Julius or Julian, whichever his name is. He's
In which game?
Like I was saying, there's not a game of it. It's really weird.
Oh.
Like, the Castlevania ended before they made a game for him. But Julian is a supporting character and a playable character in Dawn of Sorrow and Aria of Sorrow. And he's the Belmont that kills Dracula. And he's old in those games, obviously. But it's just incredibly odd to me. They have all these Castlevania games. But it just is odd.
Wow, if you search Julian Belmont, like, on Google Images, there's, like, not even a lot of images. How weird. Or is it Julius?
I don't know. I think it's Julius.
Oh, there we go. Julius Belmont, yeah. I like how a lot of the official fan art with it, or, like, the official art for the game, they, like, make the Belmonts look like Dracula. Like, it's weird. Like, they have, like, that, like, Baroque-inspired look. Pretty interesting.
That's just the art direction that they used after Symphony was so popular.
Yeah.
I forget the artist. I think it's... Actually, I think her name is Kojima. It's some girl that's last name is Kojima.
That's funny.
I think so.
So, are they, like, in Aria of Sorrow, are they like, oh, hello, Julius, the one who killed Dracula, and he's like, yes, I did that. Like, they just, like, never show it.
Yeah,
maybe, I mean...
It's been a while since I played it.
I can understand, like... It's kind of cool for stuff like that to happen off-screen. Like, I get it. Like, it's like,
But, like, the entire timeline of Castlevania is that, for the longest time, the Belmonts have the vampire killer. But there's a prophecy, or they have some sort of curse, where they can't use the vampire killer for centuries. And then they give it to the Morris family, who continue to defeat Dracula in his resurrections until the Belmonts can wield it again. But the story in Portrait of Ruin is that the Morris family can use it, but it's like poison to them. So you find out that the Morris in... How
would you ever figure that out?
Yeah, it's... This is just a... it's not really an Easter egg, but it's definitely a secret passage. But yeah, the Morris that's in the Genesis one, you find out that him using the vampire killer all the time basically killed him prematurely. And you play as another Morris in that one, Jonathan Morris. And,
what, Bloodlines?
No, in Portrait of Ruin.
Okay.
Yeah, Portrait of Ruin has Jonathan Morris as the main character.
Who's the other Morris from Bloodlines?
I don't remember his name, it's just Morris something. But yeah, originally you have the vampire killer, but you find out that your dad never really taught you how to use it or to unlock the power. And throughout the story, you find out that the vampire killer is bad for the Morris family. So you unlock the power, but you have to like agree to like use it as sparingly as possible, so it doesn't like kill you. It's kind of a neat.
So just save it for when you find Dracula and then use it. God, is this over?
Nope. Wait. Yes. So that skips all of Stage 2 alternate, and now this is 3 alternate. I'll probably go back and do Stage 2 alternate again, but there's a section in the next level that requires a ferryman, and I think you need to like activate him first to get him to show up, which is why I did it.
I mean, I can see why Japan loves this game. It's like very anime, branching paths.
There's a lot of secrets just like this.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Oh, the egg.
I'm sure that's awesome.
I forget what it does. Ooh, life. What's this? Cat. Actually, the cat is probably my favorite one. The dragon's probably the technical best, but it also takes 5 hearts per use, so you just cannot use it that often. But for a boss like this, it is very good.
That background, or like when it was in the background, it was a tiny little dot. So good.
Dead.
Oh.
So, a lot of these things and stages, if I was playing them as Richter, they would be an actual nightmare. So, I mean, I can easily admit that Maria is baby mode, but I do not care.
Yeah, especially not for LPs when you only have a certain amount of time, and you can't just sit there like all day and be like, sorry I keep dying, sorry I keep dying, sorry I keep dying.
Dude, get out of here, skeleton. I'm surprised I get hit. So this is another obscure thing. So the alternate paths, there's additional girls that you can save to get the best ending. And here's one of them. You're just supposed to know that this is a ladder, like, handle.
To go down.
And then you can go down. And she's here. So saving these girls as Maria is pretty funny. Because they actually have a custom cutscene for her.
Richter would be like, hello, I am Richter.
Yeah, like all
Hunter.
all the girls like swoon for him, but it's just you're playing as a cutesy 12-year-old girl.
Sister, surely your help sent from heaven. You are an angel.
Okay.
Let's hurry back to the village. And be careful. Wait. What's your name? Maria Renard. Vampire Hunter. Maria, I know God is watching over you.
That's where Maria tips her fedora.
Yeah, God. And I don't even know which century this is, probably like the 16th century. Who believes in God?
Or no. What if she's like, turns around, actually, I'm watching over him. Tips.
Alright, so here's another a pretty obscure thing to get to the next alternate stage. Because even though you're in the alternate stages, if you do the normal ending and boss... if you do the normal ending and boss, you'll just go back to the normal stages, so you have to find the hidden exit in these alternate stages anyway.
Gotta find all 96 exits.
I really want to LP Super Mario World someday. What a good game.
I like how everyone always, it's like such a minor thing, but everyone's always like, 96 stages. It's like, Mario World does not have 96 stages.
Actually,
it probably has like 50 of them. What the hell?
That actually doesn't do damage.
Oh.
But yeah, that's when I knocked down that ball, it unlocked a path, it broke some things.
Money.
I hope there's actual
credit.
Oh yeah, there's actually some cheese in there.
Get that friggin' mouse away.
Yeah, that's the hint that the mouse went for cheese.
Get it? Mice like cheese?
Alright, so I don't have the dragon, which sucks. Okay.
Speech threats?
Cool.
What the hell?
It just didn't do anything.
Literally, some speedrunner out there is so mad right now because you got the God RNG.
Alright, can I get the butt sprite? Yee.
Oh, so speaking of God RNG, alright. So, Caleb Hart was doing an FF7 run, no slots, which is just a standard 80% run. You know at the very end when you go down to Sephiroth, and there's like, you jump down into the crater, and there's like 6 or 7 different like little platforms you're on, and each platform has like a certain percentage chance of getting into a fight, right? I forget if it's a 50 or a 40 or a 30% chance, whatever, but there's like 8 or 9 of these, right? He was going down on PB pace, like he was like already 7-8 minutes ahead of time, and he jumped on every single one and didn't get one single one single encounter. And the chances of that happening is like of him having no encounters is like,
is that like
1 point? It might be less than 1% chance. It's like 0.8% chance of that happening. So like, and the funny thing was he only had 1 Phoenix down, and I was watching it live right before it. He was like, someone was like, "Are you gonna go buy more Phoenix Downs?" And he's like, "No. If this run ends," kind of thing. And then literally, he used it, and then Tifa died. And if you know anything about the FF7 run, it's just literally spam Tifa with Death Blow on low life. And then she died, and he literally lost the run. He was gonna PB by like 11 minutes or something like that.
Cool.
But yeah, the chance of that is like so small.
So right here is another kind of obscure thing to save the last girl before the main one. You hit those 2 frog statues and it brings out this bridge. I guess they assume that you know what's going on because of that frog statue right next to it, but I never, ever would have figured that out.
So there's only 3 girls?
Yes. And 4 if you include Maria.
But do you have to get... No, you don't have to get Maria.
No, she's completely optional. Like, the worst way that you can possibly play this game is just do Richter and save no one, and you get, like, a terrible ending.
What's this? Come to save me? Uh-huh.
Are there... Do most of the Castlevania games have multiple endings?
But I'm just fine.
I feel like they don't. At least the ones I've played.
This game and onwards, a lot of the Metroidvanias have secondary endings. Like Aria and Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow.
Oh, that's true. In Symphony, you can... If you kill Richter, doesn't that end the game?
Yeah. Thank you. It's very dangerous here.
But yeah, basically Symphony of the Night changed the entire game for the series, so they use that as a template for basically everything.
The third girl that you say better be waifu material, because the first one, too preachy. The second one, just
whatever.
Just whatever.
All the girls kind of are not the greatest.
I'll say the girl that Dracula is talking to is waifu material of the most. It's still not
that's
bad.
excellent that you say it, so if you like her, then
Oh, well then there we go. I guess it's acceptable waifu. It's office waifu material. You know, it's like you work with like the same 3 or 4 women, and then after a period of time.
So this room, if you're playing as Richter, you have to do everything. So there's basically these birds that drop down fleamen, and those skeletons that jump out of trees.
Pass.
But because Maria, when she's doing this roll move, goes so fast, they don't even spawn. And it makes it so much easier. And like, it's like, do I feel like I'm cheesing the game? Yeah, kind of. But also, do I care? No. Fleamen are the most annoying characters in anything.
Are there Medusas as well?
Yeah, but only in... It's like only in stage 3 and 5 alternate.
Huh. Well, I meant on the same part.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Fleamen, Medusa heads, bats. Just throw them all there. It's fine. Did you already do this boss?
Yeah. Yeah. It's because I use... They reuse some bosses depending on which... Oh, cool.
Nice.
But yeah, there's some bosses I actually did not even fight at all. When I redo stage 2, I'll probably do that. But yeah, so there is a stage 5 alternate, but you can't unlock it until you beat the game. And it's also a very weird stage because it doesn't have a boss. It's definitely the hardest stage in the game, so it's like, I guess they just figured that it was like, sort of, oh, I already did this right.
So if you just go through this game straight through, there's only like 7 levels?
Yeah, but stage 6 is a boss rush, and stage 8 is only Dracula. So there's basically only 6 stages that you have to do in like an any % run.
Huh. What does the money do?
You can buy stuff like these boss demos.
Huh.
And this secret lets you... It doesn't tell you, but it lets you see that Maria has this secret move that I actually don't remember how to do. It's not super helpful anyway. It's like quarter circle and then something else. Alright.
But you don't, once you know it, you don't need to buy it.
No. It's always there. Like, you can use it without, like, needing to buy it. Is it Dragon Punch? No. I don't know where it is. What it does is that it spawns this little, like, miniature girl that, like, punches rapidly, like, in front of you, and it's, like, slightly, further range than the birds, but when I was watching some speedruns, they use it, but I don't know, it's not that helpful.
Is this Shaft?
It is Shaft.
Oh, this music.
Got lucky there. Yeah.
Oh, so you have to fight, like, all these in a row.
Yeah, it's like 6 bosses.
Oh my god, literally the Castlevania 4 one. Which I guess this... No, this... I guess this was before Castlevania 4.
No, this was definitely after. I mean, Castlevania 4 was like a launch Super Nintendo game, or like year 1 Super Nintendo.
True.
It came out in like 91 or 92. I think this game came out in like 94.
It's a cool version. Hard as hell.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest one in my opinion.
See ya. Oh, that's nice.
Dude, if they didn't give you that for, like, Richter mode, like, no thank you. I would never beat this game.
You ever beat it as Richter?
Yeah, I did everything as Richter. Because I didn't want to look up how to unlock Maria, because I didn't know. I was just like, I'll just beat the game, and then look it up. What a mistake that was.
Oh, Frankenstein's monster.
Okay, so, yeah, that was the boss rush. It actually went really well. You have to fight Shaft, but at this point... So, when I was doing my practice run today, I died to Shaft, and I was like, do I really have to do this all again? But you just fight Shaft, like, right away.
Nice.
It's really nice. I was like, what? They're being nice? Like, I have no cats.
I like how when you think about it, Castlevania, at the very least, like, started, or at least with the old school ones, as, like, quite... Oh! Well, I get to restart anyway, so that's nice. Anyway, I like how Castlevania started as just, like, putting together all the horror tropes into one. It's like, look at the original one, it's like, alright, bats, yeah, Medusa, okay, great. Frankenstein's monster, yep. The Mummy from Universal Pictures, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and they became staples.
Yeah.
It's like, put the Wolfman.
I mean,
put,
you can use something as iconic as, like, Frankenstein's monster with no royalties. Like, yeah, I would do the same thing.
It's just so good. And then the Mummy, I'm sure, I don't know if Universal still has, like, has any rights to, like, the specific Mummy, or if they could just be like, it's not the same mummy. You know what I mean? Like, that's definitely possible. But it's just like, all these, like... Oh, they use the mermen. The mermen are pretty much like universal monsters, you know? Is it the creature from the Black Lagoon? I forget if it's pretty much a merman. It's just funny. It's just like, hey, what's a bunch of horror movie monsters? Alright, great. If, like, Jason or Freddy were a bit more older and iconic at the time, they'd be like, hey, here's guy in hockey mask.
Oh, okay. Right. Cat's good, just not particularly for this stage. So this is another area that is Richter, you're gonna have to do a bunch of stuff. But Maria can just go past it because he's way too fast. Yeah, it's very based.
That's literally what's outside this basement door. It's just a big skull.
Right.
Welcome to my castle.
No, get away from me.
Little known fact about this game's soundtrack: I played guitar on this track. Just for what it's worth. Man, that bird was a mother. His eggs were right there.
All birds are... Oh, I guess not male. Birds are.
All birds are mothers. Freaking harpies.
No, get away from me. Sucks!
Pretty cool. Do you have lives? Oh, okay.
If I game over, I can just start on my own stage, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, cool.
But I don't want a game over. I think game over free playthrough would be good enough for me.
Excellent.
What do you even mean?
I like these water things.
I don't know what they are.
We're the water skulls. Okay.
Water spirits. Dude, if I was playing as Richter, I would... That's why I had so little health. I was like, why did I have, like, less than half health?
You gotta eat the birds' literal babies.
Yeah, I think when you beat that egg up, it, like, gives you, like, ramen or something.
Makes sense. Those spikes there, those cheeky monkeys.
Alright, here's your waifu.
Annette! Oh, Maria! Are you all right, Maria? Yeah, I'm just fine because I have the same vampire hunter's blood flowing in me as that man Richter. I think he's fighting someplace else right now. Victor's coming. Oh my! Looks like you hoped it wouldn't be me who came to save you. Oh no, that's not what I meant.
Damn.
Thank you very much, Maria.
Yeah. Thanks, girl, for saving me. Where's Richter?
Not yet. There's still something I have to do. You go back without
Maria,
me.
why are your eyes 50% of your face?
Ah!
Vampire to a bloody pulp.
It is funny. All the girls have like
Maria!
normal features, and then Maria's like chibi anime.
I mean, it's super 90s anime aesthetic. Like, super duper.
Yeah.
Like, when you see Maria's ending, which is like a kind of a joke ending, it is the most 90s thing I've ever seen. Alright, so this is another room that as Maria is easy, but as Richter is a nightmare.
Man.
Yeah, this game has really weird collision where you can go through, like, ceilings and stuff for some reason.
I was hoping that cat was just gonna run into the wall and like break. Oh, hey, dude. It's the, what are these things called in Symphony?
Like sword lords? or
Yeah,
something?
that's it. That's Lord. Because there's like Axe Lord and...
Bleh.
That's me. Huh. Bleh.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, nice fire.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like 2 or 3 sprites just alternating very rapidly. Thank you, based collision. Oh, here's another thing. Oh.
Mode 7!
Dude, stop it. Dude, get on there. Oh, can I just jump over there?
Oh
I didn't even know that!
Need holy water, bro. Need axe, bro. Need cross, bro. I've never seen that before. It's like, you can only break this with the cross.
Yeah, I've never actually beat this stage with Richter, so I don't know, like, what they unlock. It's probably, like, a pot roast or something, or more hearts. Hello,
Shaft?
The ghost of Shaft.
Shaft! Well, that just ain't good at all. Why even bother killing anyone in the Castlevania universe? Like any of the bad guys. It's just like, I'm a ghost now. Oh, thanks.
Oh. Nice.
Thanks for staying there, bro.
That boss is kind of annoying. Oh, there's Keeping Sprite. The she dancing in place or something sprite.
Da-da-da.
Alright, this went a million times better than I could have possibly thought.
Gonna be the final boss.
I wonder.
Jump off.
You cannot. But you can do this.
Based.
So in this version it's only money, but money's, I mean, you saw that it's helpful in buying those demos.
So can you tell me what this song is? I've never heard it before.
Hello?
Bum, bum. No. Hey, Drax. I will say one thing. The Dracula X, this final boss in Dracula X is...
It's impossible.
Honestly, one of the hardest bosses ever known to man.
So this is kind of like Castlevania 3 or Castlevania 4 tier easy, unfortunately. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it. I don't think it's quite as easy as Castlevania 4's one, which is just so easy. But
yeah, but Castlevania 4 is like the settings and the whatever is so good. Is that it?
No.
Oh, okay.
He does have the second form, just like in Symphony, right?
Oh, yeah, just like in Symphony.
Yeah.
Duh. Already half done. The end.
He didn't even do anything. Did
Time.
he even do one move other than jumping?
I don't think so.
Oh, I gotta do this.
Yeah!
Going for the uppercut. Or no, just the pose in front of his defeated corpse.
Dracula, you're defeated by a 12-year-old girl. Deal with it.
Once again, the blood of Belmont has defeated me. Perhaps this, too, is part of my fate.
It's your fault for being so mean to everyone.
There's Maria.
Oh, yeah.
It is not by my own power that I am resurrected. It is the greed of humanity which calls me back. And thus, by might, I rule. Might becomes the one and only justice in this world.
understand what that means. No matter how complicated you make it, a bad thing is still a bad thing.
This reminds me of Dilbert too.
So long as greedy humans
Like
exist,
literally how long there was like
be reborn.
between them talking, you know what I mean?
That's
Yeah, I don't know if
all
it's a difference of the dub or whatever, but I think he was just silent for a while. I mean, if I was beat by a 12-year-old girl, I'd be pretty mad too.
you
But he's
put
taking it pretty
years
well.
into me. We shall meet again, blood of Belmont.
Will you? You only come by every 100 years.
So funny.
Except that he comes back in 4 years, because Richter sucks.
What did Richter like?
I don't think Richter specifically did anything. It's just Shaft. Even though you defeat him twice in this game, he comes back and he goes about resurrecting Dracula again. And then Richter gets BTFO'd and then gets mind controlled by Shaft. And he's like the scapegoat for what Alucard thinks is the Lord of the Castle.
Frickin' Shaft.
Look at that mouth.
Everyone, run for it! Quickly!
It's the castle escape. Get down in Ganon. Anyway.
Base ZFG.
This is my favorite. Every time I hear him say that, I turn off the stream because I'm like, he's about to end it.
I usually
Anyway.
I post some Pepe hands.
Oh my god!
This is my theme song.
It's like Mega Man 2. Same thing.
Yeah, a little bit. So unfortunately I cannot skip this, but...
Jin Horikawa, thank you so much.
So we have a couple more things to do. Honestly, I don't feel like going back to stage 2 to redo it. Who cares? It's a... You fight a bone boss that transforms into different things, but he's relatively easy. But I'm gonna go back to stage 4 and do stage 5 alternate, because it's unlocked now. It's a pretty cool stage, I might die a couple times. And then we'll beat the game as Richter, and then we're done.
You might want to consider, just because we've been doing it for about an hour, of pausing the video and then starting it up again. We'll see you.